If lying on a government form is a crime, he's fucked for claiming his middle name is Lakers. Adam Carolla.
Yeah, get it on. Got to get on the Just Get On mandate. Get it on. Thanks for tuning in. Francisco Ramos is here. He's got a stand-up special, which I watched last night. Very funny. All 23 minutes and change, I think. Very bite-sized.
It's a little special.
It's
Specialito.
Specialito.
Yeah.
It's on YouTube. It's coming out July 9th as well. And I'm going to screw up the title, but Venezula'merican, something like that.
Yeah, that's it. That's pretty good. Right?
Yeah, I didn't hit it with a lot of gusto because I wasn't sure myself. Francisco was a top 10 contender on NBC's Last Comic Standing and lives out in L.A. He's originally from Venezuela. So good to meet you, my friend.
Nice to meet you, too. Thanks for having me.
Okay, stuff. What's going on in Venezuela right now?
The elections are going to happen in July, so we'll see if that does it. I mean, I said elections in quotes because I don't know if actually anything's going to change because it's the same government that's been there for like 25 years. So
Venezuela's not flourishing right now, right?
No, it's actually a little better now because they actually now the bolivar, which is a currency that now there's no more. So now everything's in dollars. So now it's a little bit better in terms of like but it's still bad. Still not great.
There's a Venezuelan gang infiltrating the U.S. right now.
Oh yeah,
really?
I heard about that.
Tren de Aragua.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Should I be part of it? I don't even know.
Or are you part of it?
Well, actually, yes. I'm coming out, and
I don't know if you should join it, but in terms of whoever's booking your corporate gigs, I would say, there's summer parties right around the corner. I think they got the Biltmore Hotel rented out downtown.
Yeah.
They got 2,000 members. They're gonna need entertainment, and they don't want Jim Gaffigan. They want somebody with a little flavor. You know what I mean?
Of course, they need somebody that can. Hey, I mean, I'll book that. I'll take that. If I can, if they let me go, right? If they let me go, because I don't want to be part of that.
Oh, no. Listen, I've done a lot of corporate stuff.
But is corporate the same for gangs? Then they're just like,
I did C-14 back in the day. I did Mexican lowriders. I've done the Aryan Brotherhood.
Right.
I've done it all.
Did you do
Black
the MS-13
Kings.
one?
MS-13, C-14 early in my career. I don't know if they're still around, but then I did MS-13. Then I did the Mexican lowriders. And I think something with Cholo in it, but I can't remember. And then I did the Black Mambas, and then I did the Aryan Nation. And
do they have a language restrictions on those ones?
I do it. You
don't care.
I do it in English. They know it. They've seen my stuff on YouTube. It's all cash on the barrelhead. I got paid in fentanyl once, and there was some trafficking going on. Like I got a couple of young ladies, But I said, listen, I need the cash, and they said, street value of Maria is like $1,200, and I'm giving it to you for $7.
Right.
And I was like, I just need the cash. They don't. They don't do PayPal.
No, they don't. They definitely don't. It's always cash.
But if you want me to make, what's the gang called again?
What is it called? I mean,
if you want me to make
Tren de Aragua.
I can make a few phone calls.
Okay, please do. I mean,
they need it clean.
Clean.
I know they do human trafficking and sell fentanyl and run guns and murder their opposition, but when it comes to their entertainment, they need dry bar. Right. You understand?
Yes.
It's not unlike any other corporate gig, all right?
You can't work blue at these things.
No, you got to keep it clean.
Okay, I will. Let's do it.
A lot of them are going to have family members,
of course.
Kids and things like that.
20 each, please.
Yeah, so
that's pretty much right.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll make those calls. All right. Now where were we? Back to earth. So you're out in LA.
Yeah.
Right? And touring.
Yes, I'm touring. Just got back from Dallas. I'm going to Miami and then in Houston, Orlando, another couple of days.
Where's the Venezuelan populace most?
Well, it's funny because we moved to the U.S. when I was in '94, when there was no Venezuelans here, pretty much, and now it's like
better time. Remember that? Yeah. Remember '94 being a good year.
I was original. I was like nobody knew who I was. Now it's like another one. You know what I mean? So it's like, but yeah, now they're all like pretty much spread out. I mean, a lot of them are based obviously in Miami. You got Houston, New York. Kind of like those are like the main ones.
You know what's weird is I just thought thought about it because we were talking about like Minnesota has the biggest Somali population, right? And it's like, all right, makes sense. Someone goes to Minnesota, then they call for their relatives, and next thing you know, there's some Somali store opens up, and then more move in and stuff. But if you think of people like, you know, animals, that'd be like taking polar bears and sending them to Phoenix. You know what I mean? Like, what could be more different climate-wise? Somali. I mean, I don't know a lot about the topography, but I imagine you never layered in Somalia, right? You didn't put on a parka and like, where's your beanie?
Who was
and stuff?
the Moses of that puppet? Like, who was the first one that came and been like, "Hey, we're come"? You know what I mean?
I could tell you his name, but you wouldn't recognize it.
Isn't the guy from the movie? You're Not My Captain. What is it called?
Oh, yeah, the pirate.
Pirate.
Captain
Phillips.
Phillips.
Captain Phillips, you know.
Yeah, so I would think that somebody in Minnesota, especially during the winter when it's like 37 degrees below zero and everyone's going out ice fishing, that one of the Somalis would like raise their hand and go, you know, all I got is sandals and shorts. Like, we should pack it. We should just break off and get to Phoenix or Vegas or somewhere, anywhere but
I don't
Minnesota.
Get a whole new wardrobe.
Yeah, I'm surprised that they actually are in Minnesota. Maybe I'm thinking, you know, does it have to do with, is it cheaper in Minnesota than in Vegas? I don't know. Like,
well, look, you know, listen, I know it's geographically expedient, but like, the people of Cuba end up in Florida, and it's kind of a push. You know what I mean? We got the same food, we got the same music,
same weather,
same weather, same ocean. We got the same everything. We're just over here.
That makes sense.
Where we can get a car that was made in the 2000s. You know, that makes sense. Somalia to Minnesota, like, you got to go on a scouting mission. you got to show up and see the steam. First off, just seeing steam come from their mouth.
Yeah,
that had to be an entire, like, are my lungs on fire? What's going on here? What is this? Somalia, Dawson, or Byron, what's like the average temperature in Somalia? Has it ever snowed in Somalia? It's never snowed there. I mean, you got to go.
And also, it's like, I think as a immigrant, well, this is my opinion, I feel like you also kind of want to blend in.
Yes.
And then you're going to go to Minnesota where, like, everybody's like,
all these Norwegian guys with blonde hair. Yeah, like, good luck.
Yeah, like, I really don't get the choice of Minnesota for real.
They have a rainy season. The hottest months are in December through March. Okay. Has it ever snowed in Somalia? The average temperature is 86 degrees.
You know what I'm seeing? So it was during the start of the civil war in Somalia during the early 90s and other greater parts of greater Somalia, where a lot of the newer arrivals moved to Minnesota through voluntary agencies who helped them settle in. So I don't think they had a choice. Like, hey.
So they brought him in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You guys are going to love it. You're going to love it in Minneapolis.
Yeah. I mean, it's near the Ethiopian border. It just... Yeah, I don't know.
They were brought in they're like, hey,
but there's no good-hearted people in the Phoenix, Tucson area. Nobody's willing to open their doors or their arms or Bakersfield, right? Like anywhere. Well,
nobody wants to go.
but Minnesota,
right?
That's all I'm saying. Yeah. All right. So it snowed once in 2005 in Somalia.
Oh,
wow. That's the time they were
I'm surprised Al Gore didn't fucking jump on that and go, you see what's going on with climate change? I told you. Pretty soon they're going to be wearing pants.
Pretty soon they're going to be all in Minnesota.
Yeah. All right. So I had this. I told Dawson to do a little homework because I was just cruising around on the internet looking through Redfin or Zillow or whatever it is. And a fun thing to do if you want to fuck yourself up is go look at houses you sold a long time ago in Los Angeles and what their estimated value is. It's the exact opposite of looking up chicks who used to think we're hot and they're now 59. You feel better. Right. This is the opposite of that. Like you can look up I can look up a couple of chicks I had a mad crush on from my improv troupe in 1991, and you see them now and you go, bullet dodge. But you look up real estate, you will get the exact opposite.
Why are you doing that to yourself?
I don't know. I was just...
Is this like at 2 a.m, kind of like can't go to sleep?
That's it was
Sounds
late.
like it.
I was just kind of going, what the hell is that? What was my... So my first house I bought in Hollywood, in the hills, under the Hollywood sign, under third house built in the Hollywood land, which is what the Hollywood sign used to read. It was a development.
Yeah.
And in 1923. Wow. And I'd been poor my whole life, and I started working in radio and stuff, and I paid the IRS off what I owed them, and now I'd saved up enough for a down payment, and I was just getting started in my career, and it's like, I want a house.
Yeah.
And this house came up. It had a lot of character. It was kind of cool, 1923 model house and everything. It was not in great shape, but I used to be a carpenter, so I was like, I'll fix it up. And they wanted like $375 for it.
Okay. And that was when? What time was that?
This is the end of 96.
Okay.
We're going into 97. So I said to the realtor, I think that's a good deal. Like, I'll get it, I'll fix it up. And the realtor's like, I'm not giving him a penny over $350, which now always makes these stories absurd.
Yeah.
Because it's $2.5 million now. But she's like, I don't care. We won't take it for $270. I was like, what's the difference? Big picture, 18 grand, 22 grand, it's like $350.
Yeah.
She got it for $350. I worked on it for about a year and then moved in. And then at some point, somebody just offered like $750, maybe $800 for it.
After you fix it up.
Fixed it up, lived in it for 3-4 years or something. Somebody said, give you $800 grand for
was
this
it
place.
a Somalian?
Somalian pirate.
He offered? Okay.
He anchored right
Cash?
outside.
No PayPal, just cash.
So I was like, I said to the realtor, I go, I don't know. I think I'll sit on it. I enjoy the house. And she said, when this is the crazy talk, this is a professional realtor who worked only Los Angeles. She goes, well, it's never going to be $1 million house.
She said that?
Yeah. And I said,
God.
why wouldn't it be $1 million? Well, she's been selling houses in the Valley for $42,000 in 1971.
Right,
So she's like, it's not $1 million. It can't be $1 million house. It's a regular house, 2,300 square feet. Wow. And I was like, well, it could be $1 million. Look, it was $350 5 years ago. Now it's $800. So why couldn't it be $1 million? She said, it's not $1 million house. I said, all right, well, I'll sit on it anyway. Anyway, now it's 2.5. So I thought, Jesus Christ. And then who could afford a house
But you
in
still
Los
have
Angeles? No, that's why I'm
you,
angry.
You sold that because that lady told you it was never going to get to $1
I
million?
sold it like 4 years after that. I rented it out for a while, sold it.
All right.
I probably sold for like 1.6 or something like that. All right.
That's not bad.
But so the thing is I was like, well, inflation, but I said to Dawson, what was minimum wage in 1997 and what was a gallon of gas? Because it's all gone up, but it hasn't gone up like that,
much,
right?
Minimum wage in 1997 started at $4.75.
Wow. Okay.
And at the end of 1997, it was $5.15.
Oh, okay. All right. So it's about $5 minimum wage.
The average cost for a gallon of gas in 1997 was $1.36
in Los Angeles.
in Los Angeles County.
Wow, remember those days?
I remember.
Well, maybe it is in step with those two because the minimum wage is 4 times the amount and gas is 5 times the amount. And, well, $3.50 at...
It's pretty close.
Yeah, it's more like one up
$20
seven.
minimum wage to 5 is 4 to 1.
Yeah, this thing went up
$5.15
like
to
7 times or
$1.36.
whatever. But Jesus Christ, how the fuck are people supposed to buy a house?
I wish I had a problem like that because I haven't bought anything. So
First world problems, my friend.
Problems. Yes, I know. This is like talking about like you're talking and I'm going like, yeah, nothing. Like I don't have any. I bought I only bought a used car, and that I sold it a little more than I bought it for.
Well, don't look up how much it's worth now because it's gonna hurt.
Yes, I know. I should look back.
You sold it for more than you bought it for.
Yeah, because this guy was very like into like it was like a VW GTI turbo stick shift and stuff like that. He was into it, and I had like a turbo thin, so I had a nice shape. So
What'd you do? You got some suspension and brake work on there?
Yeah,
too?
no, he can't. I bought it with like guy who had that, he had a little like was that air filter that gave it a little more power, like a little more like 15,
cold
20.
air intake.
Yeah, so it went like, psh, psh,
made a noise.
It made that noise.
Oh, can you whistle? No, but can you do the Latin whistle?
Oh, no, my dad did it. I couldn't do it.
Dad work construction?
No, he was poor.
Oh, poor.
So, when you don't have cell phones at that point, so that's a way to call people.
In the village?
In the village of Venezuela. No, I mean, it's funny because my dad had this specific whistle that, like me and my sister, like, remember one time we were lost in this theme park, or like, and you could just, if he would call us, we would just be like, oh, that's my dad. And it was crazy. Like, yeah, he was. Because, at that point, that's, you didn't have any cell phones. I think the art of whistle has been lost.
Oh, listen, people don't think about that enough.
Right?
I had a friend, his name was Tom Dent. He had a whistle for me. I know it sounds gay.
No,
but he'd go... He had a whistle, and like sometimes we'd be at a party or at a mall or something, and I'd be wandering around and I'd hear his whistle. Yeah. And he always drove, so I was like, oh, it's time to go, or it's time to eat.
Okay.
My ears would perk up, and I'd go, oh, Tom's looking for me, and he had his own whistle.
Well, it's like your name, but in whistle form.
It is. It's a whistle form of your name.
I think that, and I think that we should bring him back.
We should have never left.
Well, I think I should have never left.
If you were just sleeping in bed and at 4 a.m. and you heard that whistle, you just pop up and think your dad was in the room,
of course,
right?
Yes, 100%. Yes.
Yeah.
So I asked if he worked construction. You just said he was poor.
Yeah.
But that's not a job.
No. No.
So my dad,
Both can happen.
Well, no, yes.
Right.
No, my dad, no. He was, he actually, he was an industrial chemist. He graduated as an industrial chemist and had his own.
Well, if he's listening, I don't know.
Well, he's listening upstairs.
In heaven. All right. If he's listening in heaven, he'll probably appreciate you giving him the proper title of industrial chemist.
He actually, my dad, he came from a poor background, and he was like one of the only, of his brothers and sisters that kind of like graduated and actually, and built his, he had a medical distribution business and all this stuff. So yeah, he was, but he had that, I also learned about the background of him, for the, living, going to visit my grandma in Venezuela when I was very in this poor neighborhoods, and it kind of which was good because it opened my eyes to because I grew up in Venezuela is more of a class system society than more of more color race society.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you gotta listen. You have to figure out an order.
Yeah.
And when everyone's the same color, that's out the window. So we got to start going by other things.
Exactly.
What we did when I grew up, the order was if you had a Schwinn bicycle, you were a winner. And if you had a Huffy bicycle, like me, you were a loser. And if you had Levi jeans, you were a winner.
Exactly.
And if you had Toughskin jeans like me, you were a loser.
And
so we could just go all the way down the line.
Yeah.
If you shopped at Broadway or Bullock's, you're a winner. If you went to Marshall's with me, you were a loser. And if you had orange juice that was in a carton versus a frozen tube of orange juice that you'd make with tap water, you were a loser. It was all we could tell.
My things were Timberland. If you wear the Timberland moccasin shoes, those were the cool things.
Yes.
And there was a thing that was so crazy. Even some guys would buy Timberlands made in Colombia, and then people would be like, let me see the sole. Because then you would be like, nah, that's not the original. Get out of here, you loser.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I don't feel like there's name brands that anyone gives a shit.
Because I remember JanSport, that was a thing. I remember that was a cool thing, you said, Levi jeans or Guess jeans. That was a cool. Rusty, remember Rusty?
Look, okay, first things first. Cars. When I was a kid, Mr. Jenkins drives a Mercedes-Benz. I think he knows what he's doing. You had to listen to anyone who drove a...
Yeah.
If you were just talking to someone and you're having an argument, you go, what are you driving, Nova? Okay, I got a Mercedes-Benz. So shut the fuck up. And you could settle every argument. You were successful if you drove a Mercedes-Benz. Right before that, if you drove a Cadillac, you were successful. You could break. It's like Cadillac, crushing, Oldsmobile doing pretty good, Buick a little worse, then you'd get into Ford, and just go right down the line. And you could do it with clothing, you could do it with everything. Now it's all flip-flops, iPhones, Old Navy. Right. Everyone's got a MacBook Pro or whatever. Like, we can't tell.
You can't tell. Yeah, that's the thing. It's hard to tell who's cool. Or that's another thing, too, who's cool or not. Like, what's another thing, too? Like, what's cool? Before, there was, like, a specific thing that was cool.
Yes.
Now it's like, is there? Like, everybody's like, there's so much shit out there that you're like, what's cool? What you think is cool now, it's not cool. And, and vice versa. So, like, I'm like, sometimes I'm like going like, well, this is supposed to be cool. That's what's supposed to be like what nerds used to wear.
Right.
And now I'm like, because I grew up in that society where, like, you're supposed to be, like, kind of revenge of the nerds kind of thing.
I think it's almost like haircuts. There had a couple, when I was young, there was like, you'd have this hairstyle or that hairstyle. Yeah. Now you just have everything.
Yeah,
there's no more hairstyle. There's no more facial hair. There's no more look. There's no more anything. And it sucks because I'm rich now and I'd like to define myself, but I can't because everyone's out fucking doing their own thing. Like, I could go get a Mercedes.
And people would not be like, yeah.
No, but I'd pull up the Mercedes and the guy'd go, oh, my secretary has a Mercedes. Or, I got a daughter's going off to college. I just got her Mercedes. She's going to junior college. And I'd go, oh, fuck, what use is this? I could get a Schwinn bicycle now and ride it around.
That's okay. That's what's cool. Like, or one of those, like, what is it called? The thing that the
scooter?
The scooter. That's the Mercedes of today now.
The bird scooter.
The bird scooter, because then you're like, oh, I'm so rich that I don't need to have a car.
Well, rich guys are dumbing them. They're pouring themselves down.
That's my theory. I say that the richer you get, the more activities you do to feel poor, because you get so bored being rich that you go like, I need to. That's why these guys travel like Mount Everest, because they're like, I don't want to die to feel alive, because they're so used to being rich and everything's so easy.
Well, I'll tell you the rich guy tell. Okay. It's always the house. Because they're out. I mean, they're rich. Mark Zuckerberg, he's wearing a T-shirt, and board shorts, and flip-flops everywhere. They're all eating off a fucking lunch truck. Like, I have to explain to people. I can't stand it. I say it all the time. I go, I worked out in Chatsworth. I did construction. I ate off a fucking lunch truck. They go, oh, lunch truck. Kobe beef, smash burger? I go, no, shit burger, roach coach, lunch truck. They'd go, lunch truck, cool. All the rich guys found the cool lunch trucks. They're even slumming it, going into the parts of the city because there's a cool dive bar and all that kind of stuff. No more lifestyles of the rich and famous. They're driving an electric Prius or Volt or like an electric Mini Cooper or some shit or flip-flops. You can't tell anything but when you go to their house.
That's when it is. Inside. When you're allowed inside, that's when you can see.
When you are allowed inside.
That's when they go like, I bought this. How, and it's always some weird shit. It's like, how much this cost me?
Yeah, this aquarium cost me. That's a salt and freshwater aquarium.
Like, guess. They always go, guess. And you're like, I don't know.
Well, so that's why rich guys don't wear big fancy watches, don't wear jewelry, don't do all the accoutrements of the old rich guys. Their homes are compounds with bunkers and priceless art and everything. But they go outside and they take Ubers everywhere and they slum it around, and then you think they're men of the people, and they never let you film inside the house anymore. Because they used to be able to, if you lived in an amazing house back in the day, Robin... Oh, God. Leach would walk in with a crew and you'd show them. You'd start in the entry hall that had the stairs that split and went both directions. That's how you know you're rich. When you walk in the front door and you go, what am I in the mood for? I want to go to the bedroom. Should I take a step to the right or step to the left?
When you can either go left or right, that's when you know you're rich.
Right. When they split totally unnecessarily, two sets of stairs, splitting and arcing to the right and the left. And you would chronicle it all. It doesn't. Who was the actress? I don't think we talked about. So at the end, there is no more bragging about being rich anymore because we've created a society where
rich is bad.
Well, it's bad. In a way. It's like, look, someone said, look, you're going to go down to Tijuana and do some drinking and have some fun. And if one of your friends got in the car and he's wearing a Rolex, you'd be like, "Hey, man,
You're an
leave it in the
idiot.
car.
Yeah,
we're
exactly.
not going to walk up. We don't want to be a target, right? You'd be right. That'd be
Yeah, no, that's
practical.
smart, yeah.
So there's a version of that, a societal version of that now, where it's like, don't talk about your money and don't show them the big house because you'll be because
Especially
we
in a neighborhood that's like kind of sketchy.
we
you know?
decided to go after the people with the money instead of look at the people who don't have the money and society and politics, and that's the way the wind is blowing. Give these guys, break off a piece, give these guys some money. They're all full of shit, by the way. Like the guys who beat that drum and who beat that drum the hardest over the last few years are like the Obamas. Like their speeches, like, "Oh, hey, when are you going to have enough money? You don't need all this stuff." There's people don't have money because they're going on their $6 multi-million-dollar home. So shut the fuck up. But, we got the Beckham one, was funny. But the other, Cate Blanchett was the one where she was doing she was doing I think it was a Cannes Film Festival.
Okay.
Like expo, sitting there at Q&A. Do you see this about a week and a half ago? It kind of made the rounds. Max Banner?
I'm not.
On TMZ, did you watch?
I don't.
No, you missed it.
I don't recall that one.
Yeah, because you didn't watch it. That's why I don't recall it. So she's up there, and she's going. Oh, we'll do the Beckham one first. Posh.
Oh, okay.
It's nice. This is in the annals.
We're very working class.
Be honest.
I am being honest.
Yeah.
I am being
What car
honest.
did your dad drive you to school in?
So my dad
No,
did.
one answer.
My dad.
What
Well,
car?
all right. It's not a simple answer
What
because.
car did you get your dad to drive
It
you to
depends.
school in? No.
Okay,
What
in the
car?
80s,
What?
my dad had a Rolls Royce.
Working class.
So
Okay, working class.
Yeah.
I grew up with lower working
Working
class, but no
you don't
Rolls
have a
Royces.
car. You have to take a
I
bus.
walked to fucking school every day.
Yeah.
So Cate Blanchett was doing this thing. I think it was at Cannes, and she was like, "Look, I have white privilege. She talked about her privilege, and then she goes, "I'm white, something, and I'm middle class, right?" So she was perfectly willing to talk about her white privilege, but she's worth $95 million. That's her net worth is $95 million, but she called herself middle class because that's the new world order. Now, the white part, hey, bitch, we can do the math. We're looking at you. We get the white. So she's wanting to sort of throw everyone a bone, talking about denouncing her white privilege, but calls herself middle class. Dawson or Byron, I think you guys can find this
But
one.
also, it's kind of like, first of all, I think it's also this whole thing, like, it's white privilege, like, to me, it's like, because the whole white collar thing, like, I grew up in I guess in Venezuela, where my family is like from like, my mom is like, if her skin is white, and then I got cousins who are black, so it's like so there's no like color. It's about more out of the class. To me, it's more like rich privilege if you have it. Instead of
it's all rich privilege.
You know what I mean?
When they
It's
go
like-
like,
it's
they do this thing where they go, black and brown people don't have access to adequate medical care. They do if
They
they're
do,
rich.
of course.
Jay-Z and Beyonce have access to
Exactly.
adequate medical care.
Yeah.
If
If you go to
Beyonce
India-
gets pregnant, she's not going to miscarry because she can't afford to see a clinician.
Of course, yes.
So shut the fuck up. It's money. It's not what
Yeah.
color you are. Now you can go, there are more brown and black people who have less money. Okay, that's a different subject.
Exactly.
Where it was on TMZ. It's about a week and a half old, maybe 2 weeks old. It was pretty damn funny.
And also, it's like this thing of like, why not accept? Why she can be like, yes, I'm rich. I'm thankful that I'm rich or that I have money, and like, don't try to pretend to be
she
middle
can go,
class.
I work real hard, man.
Exactly.
I shoot films. I've made 81 movies.
Yeah.
I've been working since I was 19.
Exactly. Exactly.
But they don't do
But
that.
they don't wanna accept
and
that.
they talk about white privilege all the time, but it's really hot privilege. Good looking
That's
people.
what I was gonna say,
Well,
that
does
too.
Halle Berry have white privilege, or is she just fucking hot?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if you're good looking,
Yeah.
you're good looking.
And that's what I was gonna say too. It's like when people are like good looking, like it's fine to be like, yes, I've gotten stuff because I'm good looking. Also, I'm also smart. I do all this stuff, but it's like, yes, Look at me.
That's what I tell people. How do you think I got into the Outback Steakhouse when there was a 20-minute wait? Look at this.
Look at that.
Look at the cash register.
Of course, they go right there.
I go right in the booth too.
Yeah,
I don't go to the counter.
Wow.
I go right to the booth.
Wow.
High
What
back
do you order
booth.
in the Outback Steakhouse?
I'll get the bloomin' onion.
Okay.
I'll get the
Appetizers?
I like the artichoke dip.
Okay.
You know what I
Nice,
mean?
Nice. What about alcohol? Any alcohol do you?
Oh, get a martini, with a
Wow.
twist.
Wow.
Can I tell you? I got
That's a guy that, you know what they're talking in the kitchen. It's like, that guy's rich.
Yeah,
That guy has
alone in the
white
booth.
privilege in the booth.
Membership
Eating
has
his
its
steak.
privileges.
Can I tell you? I got fucked. Yeah, I get fucked constantly with the lemon and the lime versus
Oh,
the
you're
drink.
right. Yeah.
Not literally. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get. If I was, I'd rather take the lime. But I do the. So it's Cate Blanchett, right? And it's TMZ, and it's about a week and a half old.
I found
And
one
it
from
is
May.
time.
It's like there's one in May, so maybe it's a clip.
Well, Ken's
Well,
was in
what's the
May,
date
right?
today?
oh my God, I
May of 2024.
Hey, you didn't let me finish, which would prove your point. I found one from May, which would prove your point.
What is
Right.
the date? Well, I don't know, but yeah, end of May, somewhere in there, right?
Yeah, that's where Ken was.
Yeah, Can. Yeah, Emmy's got it, or he'll find it.
And
Anyway,
we're trying to
here's-
find good audio.
Here's
I
the
guess
point.
audio's
I
fine.
got fucked. Here's the point. So every single time I order vodka, soda water, and lemon, I get a vodka, soda water, and lime.
Lime, yes.
Right. So I now say, as I said to the our waitress or whatever you want to call it at Jimmy Kimmel's Club in Vegas, I said, after the second show, because I always come back and I go,
Yeah.
you want anything? I go, after the second show, give me a vodka, soda water, and yellow lemon. I now say yellow lemon. And then I say, sorry that I'm sounding condescending by saying yellow lemon,
Yes.
like you're a special needs child. But it happens so much
Yes.
that I need to say yellow lemon.
Yeah. That makes
She
sense.
goes, okay. So she brings it to me.
Okay.
And then 3 days later, I'm flying back from Baltimore, and I'm sitting up there in first class.
Oh, thank you. For
Yeah.
That's a flex right there.
Yeah. And I'm sitting there, and she comes by, and she goes, you want a drink? And I go,
Wait, is this the same waitress from Jimmy
same
Kimmel?
waitress is now working for American Airlines. She's literally been assigned to me.
The inflation is very high. She needs to.
She's under this desk right now.
The odds.
Can I get mine with lemon?
No, it's a different human. There are more than one waitress,
Okay,
I'm
okay,
saying.
okay.
There are people that work in all different facets.
Okay,
I know in
got it.
Venezuela it's kind of one person.
Yeah, I thought it's just one person. You know, like
No,
groupie.
you
Okay,
get
got it.
assigned one squire.
Mind is blown.
Wow. This
In
is cool.
Venezuela, you get a person at birth.
So
There's
you only
just
have
assigned-
one job and that's it? You can only have one job? Wow, that's amazing.
So one works at Jimmy Kimmel Live, and the
Okay.
other works for United Airlines.
Okay.
I should have been clear.
Yeah, please.
I should have been
Thank
clear.
you. No, that was my, yeah.
I don't know.
assumed.
Part of my job
Yeah.
is to paint a picture, and that one was fuzzy. Okay, so I blame myself. Okay, so now I'm on an airline, 30,000 feet in the air with a completely different individual. Completely different person.
All right, yeah.
They weren't even. their
And
hair
you're
color
coming
wasn't
from
even the same.
Baltimore, so it's not even in Vegas.
Yeah.
So it's different. Yeah.
And so I'm sitting there, and I go, she goes, you want something to drink? I go, yeah, give me vodka, soda water, and a yellow lemon. And she goes, oh, okay. I go, this lemon. I say yellow lemon. She goes, okay. Then the guy next to me, the seat partner in first class, he goes, yeah, you know what? I'll take a vodka, soda water, and lime. And she goes, lime it is. And I'm like, dude, you just undid my fucking drink.
everything.
You undid my drink. Couldn't have got a fucking Kahlua and coffee.
Oh my.
Then they both show up with limes in it. Of course, because he said the word lime and he undid my
Yes.
lemon.
Yes.
And you didn't ask for like, excuse me, or you were like, at that point, you're like, fuck it.
The thing about the lemon and the lime is they're not
not
so
a big deal,
different
yeah.
that I really care. It's more the part where I can't communicate
Yeah.
ideas. I
Yeah.
can't convey notions to people.
Yeah.
That's the part I'm stuck on, not the citrus
Got it.
part. And then it starts a thing because they'll go. Sometimes if they're passive aggressive,
Could
they
it be
go,
like, hey, all limes are the same?
there's a,
You know, and they're like, no,
yeah,
they're not.
green limes matter.
They're-
No, sometimes they'll be a little passive aggressive. The passive aggressive move is you go, oh, excuse me, could I get a lemon in here? And they'll go, oh, you want a lemon now? Like they'll add a little, they'll throw it a little back on to you. Like, hey, bitch, I didn't change my mind. You brought me the wrong thing. They get really passive aggressive.
I've
They'll
had
go,
that.
you said lime, but okay. They'll do that.
Yeah.
Then they'll start a little search because they don't really want to do it. They'll go, we may have some cut up lemons in the back. Because they'll have like a plastic cup with cut. Let me check with Cheryl Ann in the back, and then you'll go, no,
don't
worry.
because someone's waiting to
You know
take
what?
a
I go
piss.
like, I'll go check with Cheryl Ann.
Fucking check with Cheryl. Go
The
check
back
with that
is right
bitch.
there. Yeah, fuck that. You know,
Yeah.
I got in that too with like passive aggressive. Like when I got upgraded one time, I'm like, and I wanted like, I don't know, coffee or water, and I think, and they already went through the first service, second time, and I tell the lady like, can I? And the lady, she was like an old lady. She's like, excuse me. And she gave me like, is this because, she gave me, I forget what she specifically said, but she went like, is this because you're like, I know you're like Latino, you got this machismo thing going.
Really?
Yeah. And I'm like, what the fuck? I was just asking for like.
That's a kind of a compliment.
Yeah.
Maybe she thought you were Fez
Maybe.
from that.
No, because if
70s
not,
show.
I would have gotten my lime. And she didn't give me anything.
I do. The other thing I like, first world problems. The other one I like too is when they, at some point they go, we're landing in 25 minutes, and I'll go, oh, okay, I want to get a coffee. And then I'll go, can I get a coffee? And they go, oh, we already put it away.
Yeah.
And I'm like, let's really define put it away. Is it outside of the airplane? It's like we're in a pretty small, like.
That's why when she says
it's like
in the
being in a
back.
fucking pup tent and go, where's the flashlight? I put it away. But it's in the tent, right? Like.
Plus, that's
how
a very
much-
mom thing of like,
I put
you
it
can't
away.
put it away, so we're not playing anymore with a flashlight.
The galley is 32 inches wide by 5 feet across. What away is it? It's on. Okay, let's see if we can break
now
this down. It's on the
unobtainable.
plane, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Is it in the
It's
galley?
right there.
Is it in that cupboard right there? Yes. Does that cupboard have a hinge?
Sure.
Can we open the door? Like, where's there? We put it away. But I was also picturing in my mind walking to the back of the plane, which is kind of surreal because you're getting further from your destination if you really think about it. You know what I mean? Like
This is very like mushroom.
I'm
I
heading
think.
toward LA, bitch. You're
Right.
walking back to Baltimore.
Wow. Oh.
Yeah, no, you're going to stop soon. But technically, for this brief moment, you're going toward Baltimore,
Yeah.
and I'm still going toward LA, man.
Wow, that's very
That's
microdose.
surreal, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I should have microdosed
Mind
before
blown.
I came here. Yeah. Wow.
So we have a Cate.
By the way, coffee is not supposed to be like. Isn't like coffee? People say not to drink coffee on the planes because it's supposed to be like crap or water
That's
or like
yeah,
right?
they
Isn't
say,
that
like,
the
the
thing?
water's really bad.
My thing is like, look, I just had 3 drinks that I didn't order because they had lime in it, and now I'm landing, and I got up at 3 a.m. LA time, and I just need a fucking cup of coffee to
Yeah.
clear some cobwebs and make it through the airport. So I want a cup of coffee, but they already put it away. By the way, you know what I'll accept? You get on the blower and go, we're putting the coffee away.
That's
Any
true.
last coffee
call.
call. Last coffee call, because I will fucking raise my hand. If anyone in any setting, could be a home,
Yeah.
could be an airplane, could
Yeah.
be a train, could be a bus. If anyone makes the announcement, I am putting the coffee away.
Wait,
my
when you
hand
go
is
visit
going up.
somebody at a house, you want somebody to do a last call of coffee.
Last call, even in
So
their
if you
own
come
home.
to my house, you're like,
If I'm a guest,
last call.
If I'm a guest in what I'm assuming is a humble
Yes.
home,
Yes.
and
Something that I don't own.
and something
'cause I
that
didn't
renter,
buy
for sure,
anything,
renter,
right.
carport, not covered garage. But you are going to bed or you're wrapping up the
Right.
dessert service. I need an audible
So
last call.
You're staying as a guest in my house. You want me to say last call before you go
Last
to
call
sleep.
for coffee.
Okay.
Want the
got
lights to get a little brighter,
Got
maybe
it.
ring a bell.
Okay.
Yeah, or we can do it like they do at the clubs. Light me.
Oh, yeah.
15 minutes. Give me the flashlight.
Which I say, I think they should have the light in the bedroom, by the way. You know, when
Yeah.
you're having sex and somebody's like trying too hard, I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, enough.
Let's bring it home.
2
Yeah.
minutes. Do
Yeah.
your big
Do your
landing,
closer.
do your
Yeah.
closer, because this is not going anywhere.
I think next time I'm on a flight and I'm sitting in the emergency exit and they need an audible answer, like, will you assist
Yeah.
in the case of emergency landing? And you can't nod your head. You have to say,
You have
yes,
to say yes.
affirmative. Yes, I will. I'll throw it back on them. I go, will you announce? Okay, I'll announce if there's an accident and I will assist people opening the door. But in kind, I need you to announce that you'll say something before you put away the coffee. And they'll go, huh? And I'll go, I need a verbal confirmation. Otherwise, you're going to have to move you.
I need you to.
I need a verbal confirmation of the coffee call. Last coffee call. Easy.
I like that system.
Easy.
I like that. It
If the
should be.
pot's going all flight, right? Just last coffee call.
I mean, they say announcements for anything, so might as well
Everything.
just
Too
say
many
that out,
things.
Tampering
right?
with,
It's sometimes-
disabling, destroying the smoke
Yeah,
detector in the
exactly.
laboratories. And there's a 100% non-smoking flight. That means no smoking. That means no personal chewing tobacco. There's no personal alcohol, no vaping, even in the laboratory. Like, you go on about smoking like it's 1978,
Do you
bitch.
remember those smoking ones? I remember when I was young, I went into those, like, airplanes were never smoking. You remember that shit?
The
Which is so dumb. Like,
the notion, maybe, I just thought of this.
like you were here, and this is like, here's smoke, and here now.
Yeah. You're 4 feet away from a guy smoking. Like, you couldn't smoke him. Like, it's the same difference as a guy sitting in the back seat of your car going, I can't smell the smoke. I'm in the front seat. You know, like, maybe that's where they got the horrible mask up in between bites signs from. You know what I mean? Because during COVID, they were like, mask it up in between bites. And you're like, how's that going to work? It's not going to work.
Yes.
Maybe it's all the years of them going, we have a smoking section, which is 2 feet behind the people with asthma section.
Yeah.
And we're just going to, you're like, you don't understand how this is going to work, bitch? Like, maybe that's what brought us into COVID.
That's pretty nice.
All right, we got Cate Blanchett. I think we'll take a break right here. She's up doing a forum on some movie in Cannes or Cannes, depending on how we're doing it this week. And she decides to, wave her flag and talk about being sorry for her white privilege. Mostly because she's sitting next to a black bald woman. But then calls herself middle class. All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back with Francisco right after this. Let me tell you about Simply Safe. I recommend Simply Safe Home Security, advanced home security that puts you first. I've always used Simply Safe. We've always used Simply Safe. They've been sponsors here for over a decade, and the product is excellent. U.S. News & World Report says it's the best home security system, and that's 5 years running, 24/7 live guard protection. Lets monitoring agents stop a crime in real time, speaking to intruders through the smart alarm wireless indoor camera. So they're on to the thieves, even if you're out on vacation. No long-term contracts, cancel anytime. Try it risk-free with a 60-day satisfaction guarantee. And right now, my listeners get 20% off a new Simply Safe system with Fast Protect monitoring at simplysafe.com. That's simplysafe.com/Adam. Simplysafe.com/Adam. Save that 20%. There's no safe like Simply Safe. Ethos. Well, we all want to be the best dad we can be. I know. I used to feel that way. Just kidding, kids. I still do. I had nowhere to go but up from my childhood, so don't be the dad without life insurance. Get affordable life insurance all online and do it in minutes. No medical exams, just answer a few health questions. You can get a quote and apply for coverage at ethoslife.com/Adam. It's important to get life insurance. I know no one wants to think about it, but it's affordable with Ethos. Life insurance essentially means you're a responsible person who cares about the people you have brought into this world, and that's you. Get same-day coverage in 3 easy steps. Personalized coverage to your family's needs, like helping your kids through college, your spouse with the mortgage, and more. Affordable options from 10 to 30 years of coverage. It's Ethos. It's the right thing to do. Right, Dawson?
Be the parent you want to be. Get up to $2 million in term life insurance coverage in 10 minutes with Ethos. Answer just a few health questions and get your free quote at ethoslife.com/Adam. That's ETHOS life.com/Adam.
Well, doesn't it seem like every week there's a major leak of customer info from phone or healthcare or other companies? That's right. People are getting all your information these days. I mean, they ain't breaking into your home anymore. They're getting your info. Well, that's where Aura comes in. All-in-one online safety solution helps protect your information about you, your family, and it stops it from being sold to data brokers. Data brokers are legally required to remove your personal information if you ask, but they make it difficult and time-consuming, Aura does the work for you. Aura also helps reduce annoying robocalls, telemarketers, and junk mail by sending takedown requests on your behalf. Plus, Aura monitors for identity theft before it happens and scans the dark web for your email addresses, passwords, social security number, and other sensitive information. So protect yourself with Aura, right, Dawson?
For a limited time, Aura is offering our listeners a 14-day trial plus a free check of your data to see if your personal information has been leaked online, all for free, while you visit aura.com/trust. That's aura.com/trust to sign up for a 14-day free trial and start protecting you and your loved ones. aura.com/trust. Certain terms apply. Be sure to check the site for details.
I was single, by myself, I didn't have anything in my shower. Only had one giant bottle of shampoo that I bought in 2008. It cost me 79 cents. And you can use it on horses too. And I just kept filling that bottle with water and shaking it. It's a shampoo. I don't have to buy any more for the rest of my life. She moved in 25 bottles of shampoo, conditioner. It was like taking a shower in the middle of CVS. It's like, what aisle is this? There's so many loofahs in here. My shower was clean too, just clean. Just my giant bottle of shampoo, nothing else. She moved in, I started seeing hairs in the wall of the shower. It was like taking a shower with Chewbacca.
Francisco Ramos is on the Adam Carolla Show.
Oh, the hair in the shower.
Yeah.
Then you got to get that weird sieve grate thing that goes over the top of the drain so all the long hair doesn't clog everything up.
And now you're like basically in a kitchen sink. You're showering in a kitchen sink.
Once in a while, you go for the ass wash and something hits the floor, you know, and now it's bunched up with the weird hair grill thing there, and you got to use your toe to kick the thing out of the way. It has never happened to me. On Reddit,
you heard about
some guy was talking about
that guy that was sitting next to you on the plane.
Yeah, fuck my drink up with this fucking lime. All right, we have Cate Blanchett. I don't know what movie she was talking about working on or whatever.
It's called Middle Class.
Middle Class, the movie. And I as soon as I saw it, I just went and looked up her net worth. I think it said $95 million. Also, why shouldn't she be worth a shitload of money? But here we go.
Look, I mean, I'm white, I'm privileged, I'm middle class, and I think, you know, one can be accused of having a bit of a white savior complex. But to be perfectly honest, my interaction with refugees in the field, and also in resettled environments has totally changed my perspective on the world, and I am utterly grateful for that.
All right, so she's first off, if you say you're middle class, then you're not middle class. Middle class, you got to sound like Roseanne Barr saying, "I'm middle class."
Yeah, she says Vaz.
Yeah, she says you say Vaz and class. You ain't middle class.
There's no, I mean, why would she even think that to say even middle? I mean, like, also it's like the whole, like, she got into, you want to become, you higher. That's the whole point, right? Like, you know, you want to get, you know, it's fine to be.
Well, is she married to a rich guy?
She is also married to a rich guy?
Well, she's not married to a plumber. The guy's probably does
married
something.
To middle class?
Does she have $95 million net worth because she's earned that with movies? Or she also married a guy who probably had some.
Her husband is an Australian playwright and screenwriter, producer, and director.
So
that means she's making all the money.
She's making the dough. Playwright means poor and possibly maybe gay. She should look into that.
He's his class. He's not class.
Yeah, he's a middle class guy, not a class.
Yeah.
So she's made. Has she made 25, 35 movies? I mean, it's going to add up. And anyway, her privilege is being hot, not being white. Mm-hmm. There's Honey Boo Boo's mom, and there's Halle Berry.
Yeah.
There is nobody who wants to be with Honey Boo Boo's mom, and everyone wants to be with Halle Berry. That's how it worked. All right, so she's in at least 72 movies.
In 2018, she was one of the highest paid actresses.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wonder what she got per
Right.
whatever. But anyway, not middle class.
I have something that maybe you could relate to her with because she is at war with something that you're at war with. And Byron, do you have that clip?
She's at war?
Wow.
See.
Okay.
People
Here's a compilation
not turning
of,
right
of
when it's
various
on a radar?
interviews.
All right.
I don't understand leaf blowers, and I don't understand golf. But leaf blowers, if I see a leaf blower, I will. Leaf blowers, I go from 0 to 1,000. I'm moving
What do you
leaves
not
from
like
one
about-
place to another. You blow leaves from one side of the pavement to the other side of the pavement, only for them to be blown back again, and then you go, oh, I'm going to blow them again. To have the wind go and blow them back in the first place. I cannot. It's all that is wrong with the human race. I could be here for 3 hours talking to you about leaf blowers. They drive me nuts. I hate them so much.
All right. Listen, I love this woman. One of the first jokes I ever did when I was doing open mic stand-up in like 1985 was leaf blower material. I can't even remember the bit because I hadn't done it since like 85, but it was the same. It was Cate Blanchett's thing. It was like, no one's ever picking up leaves. Yeah. My gardener blows all the leaves into my neighbor's house, and then his gardener shows up the next day, takes the same leaves and just blows them back. We're just playing volleyball with leaves. They never go anywhere. They're just going back and forth. And it was like they'll blow half in the pool, half in the neighbor's yard, and then they think it's clean, but it's not. But it's louder than shit. Yeah. And the dust is insane. And I do a half hour on it, but I've done 7 hours on it before. But it's insane that it's not enforced.
By the way, that's a middle class problem.
Oh, yeah.
The whole leaf blower thing.
No, I think, no.
Depending who's doing it.
The operation of the leaf blower is a middle problem. Yes. The experience of the leaf blower is a first world white guy, white privilege, middle class.
When you're with your coffee watching the guy do it.
No, I'll tell you what it is. Rich people ironically walk around their neighborhood a lot.
Really? Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. They walk their dogs and they walk.
Is it just to check other people out or what?
They walk because they got time. Mm-hmm. They're not tired from their job. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they didn't work.
When a guy
passive income coming in,
the guy's roofing all day. He doesn't come home and go, I gotta get some exercise. I gotta get on my feet. You know what I mean? Like, you're on your feet when you work jobs where you're on your feet. Yeah. These people are sedentary. They're sitting behind a desk. They're not working, or they have the passive income, the stocks and the bonds, or the treasury, or the dowries, or the money left, or whatever it is. They got time.
Yeah.
Walking's a time suck. You can't, if you're like poor people, they go work all day, then they come home and they're cooking.
They walk because they have to work.
They walk to the bus stop.
Exactly.
Right? And then they come home. And also, the last fucking thing they want to do is walk. That's in their world. That's like poor person shit. They don't engage in that. It's like the dominatrix. There's no poor person that ever goes in and wants to get beaten by Miss Kitty with a cat of nine tails. That's rich guy shit.
That's true. Yeah.
Their life is getting beaten on.
Of course.
They work at a fucking warehouse. They have a horrible foreman who's yelling at them all the time.
They want the actual massage.
They want a massage. They want a full release, and they want a buffet afterward. Like, that's how they do it. So rich people walk a lot. They take strolls. Evening strolls. They eat their meals, and then they have their stroll in the evening.
Dog, the golden retriever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I lived in a rich guy neighborhood for a long time, and there was always people walking. And if they do it on a Saturday, when they're walking down that street, there's a Mexican with a leaf blower, and they're putting up a cloud. I was walking in Malibu 2 days ago. I was like heading up the hill, and all of a sudden, big cloud of soot and dust. And it's like, you're sucking all that shit in, and they always tell you that it's the particulate stuff, which is the worst.
The what? The dust? The little dust?
They say the stuff that has the bits and the pieces in it never clears your lungs. Like the brake liners, it's not what's coming out of the exhaust pipe.
It's what's getting.
It's the tires. It's the vulcanized rubber being and the brake pads and stuff being sort of disintegrating.
Yeah.
And you're sucking that stuff up. The exhaust pipe stuff has been cleaned and then gets pushed out the back of the exhaust. And catalytic converters and oxygen sensors and everything. That stuff's kind of clean, but you're getting the particulate stuff. And the leaf blowers, it's not the exhaust that's coming out of the leaf blowers. It's the dust that they're creating that you're sucking in your lungs that you don't clear. That stuff lives in your lungs. You know what I mean? That's the like coal miners' black lung shit. That's not exhaust. That's bits of dust. Yeah. Coal dust, right? Wow. This is everywhere. It's all the time. And it's Saturdays and Sundays. And there's a law passed in 1999 in LA says it's illegal and they will not enforce it.
Oh, so there's a law.
There is a law.
I mean, because, oh, wow. But they do you get the polite stop, when they go like, brrr.
You get the weird, if you make eye contact with the guy.
I'm walking here.
You make eye contact with the guy will do the, all right, and he'll kind of face it the other way. But whatever he blew in the air.
It's already in the air.
It's probably going to take 6 hours to physically, completely settle. You know what I mean? Like, it's in the air. You're going to walk through it. And then you're going to suck it up.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be in you and on you. And it's got to be horrible for him.
Yeah. Yeah, no, which it's funny because I do that when people, especially when I'm in the airport and I see somebody sneeze or something. Mm-hmm. I picture the sneeze or the clouds, so I just walk. I go around, like, you know what I mean? I'm going like, so can you do that
with the homeless guys masturbating? I'll like literally give them. I won't brush up against them.
I actually look at them.
I look at the guy.
I make eye contact. And I, while he's masturbating, but I still walk around him, but I still keep an eye contact.
You connect on an emotional level.
Yeah, because you got to give him something to.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, he needs material. Oh, speaking of that, I think there's a Jimmy Kimmel clip that Chris brought up to me.
Yeah. He was on Chris DiStefano's podcast, and they're talking about masturbating, and Kimmel had a story about it.
Oh, I have a good story about it.
Oh, okay.
My ex-wife once walked in on me. This was bad, and I feel this is weird now because my assistant is sitting here, and she doesn't want to hear this. You might want to leave the room for this. This is definitely an HR violation of some kind. But when we were doing the Man Show, I would take home, like a tape from the day, and I'd go through with the dailies or whatever. Yeah. And all the stuff we shot for the day was on the thing. So, sometimes we would shoot things with like porn stars and they were naked and you wind up spending the day with them. And then, you get kind of worked up, right?
Sure.
I'm a young man at the time. And so I had this tape. And there was this, before it was blurred for television, we had this woman, she was naked, whatever, and I was watching it. And I was masturbating, and I closed my eyes. And the next thing you know it, I hear my ex-wife's voice going, "What is going on?" And I open my eyes, and the tape is now on Adam Carolla at the hardware store. And she goes, "Are you masturbating to Adam?" I was like, "No."
Yeah. He probably has.
Yeah.
Yeah, VHS tapes, man. We'd take those tapes home and like look at the string out.
I remember watching on cable, trying to watch the scramble, like you saw a tit there.
Scrambled
and
porn, yeah.
That was good. You could see a little bit of that, and then you're just your imagination. That was a cool thing before. Now it's like it's so like too much. Now like you can't fucking like. Before you would be like, oh, this is you use. By the way, I did get caught. One time, I think, my mom, she caught me, and like, it was a thing of like we never, like she saw me, like I was like that. I opened the door, she saw me, and then we were like, we never talked about it again. And and I think that's the thing of like I guess with the relationship with my mom, it's kind of like, let's just not talk about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's just.
Well, I did that with every subject with my mom, not just masturbation. We just like, look, let's just agree not to talk about anything ever again. She's like, okay.
No more eye contact.
No more eye contact. Yeah.
Yeah. I think you have to evolve if you're masturbating as a guy. You need to be able to do the shower, Jack. You have to be able to.
By the way, that's how I learn. Like that was my
You
first,
learned in the shower.
I was one time, I was like the first time that I was taking a shower, and then, I guess I was like, I don't know, 11, 12, I don't know. And like, for some reason.
11 or 12.
What, you started earlier?
Latins are hot-blooded. 11 or 12. That's the 4th, 5th grade, right?
Well, maybe it was a little older. No, sorry. That means, let's say 14, 15, around there.
All right, that makes more sense.
Yeah, that makes sense, because now I'm thinking about it, yeah. But yeah, I got close to the wall. And like my dick touched the wall, and when I was like, "Oh, that feels good," and that's how, and then, and I remember it was like that. Then that summer, all I did was just fucking take showers like crazy, grabbing pillows. I mean, it was like an animal, but it was like, but it was funny how like that thing. It was like it just, it was just nobody taught me that. It was just like it just happened, and then. But then you evolved.
Well, look, if you can do the stand-up masturbation, you're in much better shape. And if you can do the shower one, then you're in much better shape in terms of getting caught. It's the lay down, put the pillow over your head one. That's where you get busted.
The ceremony.
Yeah.
Put a pillow over your
circumstance. Head. I seem to recall.
Wait, you?
Well, no. See, I have hypervigilance. And like I got to sleep with a big padded mask on.
Oh, really?
Because my eyelids are too thin. If I close my eyes, like light will still come through.
Got it.
So if I'm trying to summon a fantasy, I can't have ambient light coming through the window fucking with me. I'm trying to get Wonder Woman, Linda Carter, lesing out with Cheryl Ladd from Charlie's Angels or something. If I'm trying to cook something up in my head, I gotta put like a towel over my head or something, which is fine. But it also you don't detect people.
You're vulnerable.
You're vulnerable.
Does this happen to also when you're flying? Like
when I fly, if I want to go to sleep, I need like sound.
Well, I'm talking about
earplugs
masturbating
and
flying.
Oh, masturbating and flying.
Like in first class, do you?
I've never done the first class rub one out. Although you know what,
you don't belong to the what's it called, the Mile High Club?
Yeah, no, that's probably like a half mile up. if you ever want to disturb a woman, just explain to them all the places you and men have masturbated, and they go like, gross. Listen, women, if you're listening, here's how you know you're with one of these guys. Because you're ever with a woman and she go, I pulled up at a stoplight, I look at the car next to me, that guy's masturbating. That guy's a fucking animal. And then you go, well, you don't know what he was going for. They go, he's masturbating in a car and the sun's out. And you go, well, maybe he was really far from his house. And they're like, what? Are you taking? No, I'm not taking his side. But before you judge, you have a little grace here, woman. Understand that means your man has beaten off in his car.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
And there's the work jack.
Of course.
That disgusts women.
The work jack.
Oh, my God.
I used to teach tennis. And
You taught tennis?
Yeah. And when I was like in the office late nights and there was nobody there, sometimes, sometimes you got to do it. Sometimes you got to.
Yeah. When you teach tennis,
sometimes
how
you gotta
often
go
do you
for
get stuck in the office late night? I understand if you're an attorney and you're working on a big case and tomorrow you have
of papers,
but you're a tennis pro. How long can you be in an office at night? Everyone's cleared out.
Always there.
He's there at night, pushing papers.
I was a hard worker,
crunching numbers. Late night tennis pro.
I was figuring out the lessons for the next day.
Burning the midnight oil.
This was like that was like the administration. I was like, I taught tennis, but also I worked at like a part-time club, like in a, where it was like the administration of setting up the courts and all that shit, But the work jack is good.
Yeah, I never got busted by family members, because they didn't. I thought they kind of had. My dad didn't. He didn't come into my room, everyone kind of left me alone. But one time I had a crazy friend who was older than me, and he lived up the street. And his name was John, and he was loud and obnoxious. And I was living in the garage, my dad's house, and I was in my little cot bed or whatever.
Which I read you had a popcorn tin.
A little popcorn tin. Yeah. That was next to the bed. And I was just going to town on myself. And John, John was a goofball, and he was obnoxious too. So it's like he couldn't just knock or enter a room. He had to literally throw the door open and fly in like Kramer. Like Kramer. He'd just go like, wow! Like when you pop in. And I was going at it, and I was right at the point of no return.
Yeah.
I was like, no. It was like in commercial airline pilots, I'll tell you, once you get to like 126 knots, we're taking off.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't matter if the engine's on fire. We got to take off. We can't shut it down. We'll go through the back fence of the landing strip and into the ocean. We're going to the Potomac.
There's too much momentum.
There's too much momentum.
So you gotta go. You gotta finish.
I was past that point. I was full throttle. I was full throttle, and he was an older guy who used to make fun of everyone, and he was one of these friends. One time he said, "Here's his mentality." When you're 2.5 years younger in high school, the guy's always going to town on you. He's like, calls me one summer day. I'll get to the rest of the beat off story, but he calls me and he goes, hey, why don't you and your buddy come over and hang out with me and Chet? I'm like, ooh, older guys, Saturday want to hang out. Maybe we'll drink a near beer or something, or have some pot or something, So I'm like, hey, John wants to hang out with Chet, I get my buddy. We go walking down the street. He lives 2 streets over. We go walking to his house, and we're like walking up to his driveway and stuff, and we're like, where's Chet? Where's John? They're up on the roof. They got BB guns. Oh. And we're like, what's going on? You guys want to play or have fun? They're like, you got 10 seconds. And we start firing. And we're like, well, you can't, but you got 8 seconds. We're not running. You can't shoot us in your driveway. 4 seconds. We just start running. He's just shooting us with BB guns. By the way, perfectly fine. 1981.
Yeah, that's
no
fun,
problemo.
Yeah.
I didn't go home. I didn't call the cops.
You didn't get traumatized by
no
it.
trauma, no victim. I never told my dad. I never told anyone. I just got invited over, and they're on the roof, and they had BB guns. That's all. They shot us. Yeah. That's all. So John kicks open the door and just goes flying into the room. I'm like, oh! He's like, oh my God! What? He just starts screaming.
Worst guy.
He's like, just starts screaming his ass off, Jackman, Mr. Jackal. He just goes running out, running down the street, screaming, like with a town crier.
That's hilarious. But so you went all in.
I was all in. I couldn't stop.
Can't stop it.
Did you talk about it with him? Did you guys make fun?
We had
or is this because he hit you with the BB gun?
We had a pleasant sit down. No, I there was nothing to talk about. He knew what I knew. Okay. He knew. Everyone knew.
Yeah.
And he just went nuts and started screaming at me next time I saw him.
Which was good. I mean, I'm glad that he didn't stay.
It was a bonding in a sense. Yeah, no, he didn't stay.
Yeah.
But
that's a good friend.
That was the most busted.
Which is mine was always kind of like starting, I was like, hey, put your seatbelts on. We're about to take off. That's where I got caught.
Yeah, right, but not mid-flight.
Not mid-flight, no.
And this was on the landing.
This was yours.
Yeah, we touched down. The rear gear had touched. We're just gonna feather the nose down.
Was it a bumpy?
Bumped, and there was some. We experienced turbulence.
John, let's talk about this in 10 seconds.
Oh God! All right, we have a great. I was listening to a podcast, and there's a study, and it's Black Americans and what they believe, and it's racial conspiracy theories, I would say, about the U.S. institutions, by the way. It's from Pew Research. And I've been screaming about this for a long time, which is when I was driving down PCH the other day, there was a sign on PCH, Pacific Coast Highway, on a lifeguard station that said "Stop Hate" at the beach and gave a number to call. For incidents of hate at the beach, right? And then every end zone in every NFL game says "End racism." And I said, look, if you guys keep talking about this like it's a big problem, then you're going to make the black community think it's a big problem, and then they're going to read it into everything. So if they get pulled over by a cop, it's not because they were speeding, it's because they're black. And if there's a black mayor and they use campaign funds to buy a vacation and you look into it, it'll be because they're black, not because they violated their campaign laws. And if you're going to just keep going with this shit, then they are going to feel this way, which is horrible. And it's destructive to them because they think they live in a society where there's a target on their back versus the actual society we live in, which is the opposite. It's a bunch of rules to try to help them along DEI and whatnot. But if you're going to go, oh, they're just hauling the black presidents of the Ivy League schools in front of Congress to dress them down, it's only because they're black, then we're going to have issues. And the community's going to have issues.
Right.
So these are pretty crazy statistics.
You put up the chart,
I think there's a chart somewhere. Keep our well, don't, if you're going to do it that way, don't get rid of it. I mean, go back to the beach. Sorry. Keep our beaches hate-free.
Wow. What about trash?
This is Malibu, California.
And also, what about trash?
Yeah, keep it trash-free.
I think I remember they keep the beach clean.
Well, maybe it's two things. Maybe the white trash are bothering the people of color. You know, I've been to the beach in Southern California. I've lived here my entire life. I live at the beach. I've never seen any hate.
Exactly.
I don't know. I won't go to Malibu. I heard there's a lot of hate.
A lot of hate in the Malibu, in the booze. Yeah. Once in a while,
I hate that beach.
Somebody's frisbee will land on someone's towel or something. That's about as far as we get. Who's attracted to the beach? The Klan? You know what I mean? These are like the mellowest people on the planet want to fucking chillax.
Like, that's the whole point of going to the beach. It's just chill. Like, I never went to the beach.
Right, but the point is, it's yet another excuse to say hate and rid hate and stop hate. And again, if you just replaced hate and racism with malaria. If you just walked around and went, we got to eradicate malaria at the beach and we got to eradicate malaria in the end zones of the NFL games, then you would go, I guess we got a pretty big problem with malaria in this country because I see it everywhere I go. They're telling me to stop. But I don't see it anywhere.
Exactly.
But I see signs everywhere, which makes me think this group. All right, so we'll put the group up. Black public officials. So they talk to black folks.
Yeah, this is at the end of September of 2023. We talked to just under 5,000 black adults and surveyed them, and they found basically.
So which prison did they go to? Because I don't think there's that many out.
Right.
Is there?
Well, according to this chart, maybe not. But or according to this research. So basically, the thesis is that there's a profound distrust in U.S. institutions.
In the institutions.
Yeah, stemming from generations of trauma.
Right. Okay. So black public officials are singled out to be discriminated against. I can't see because
76%.
Yeah. So 76% of these people think that when they go after the black mayor, the DA, or the whoever, it's because they're black. Not so that Fonnie Willis, who's going after Trump in Atlanta, they're not going after her because she's dealing in cash and hired a boyfriend who's not experienced in this part of the law and paid him in cash or paid him $700,000. That's not the problem. The problem is she's a woman who is black, and that's why we're going after her.
Yeah, so here are the big key findings. 76% of black adults say that the racial conspiracy, or say that black public officials are singled out and discredited in a way that doesn't happen to white public officials.
But they never explain the part where we vote them in. You know, like, why did we, like, okay, we're racist. Why do we vote these people in?
Yeah,
why?
That's true. Are you doing it too big to discredit them?
The last two mayors of Chicago are black, right?
Right.
So we just set them up so we can take them down? Okay.
About 7 in 10 black Americans say the criminal justice system was designed to hold black people back.
Right. That would feel very bad if I was a black person.
About 2/3 of black Americans say that in the form. Sorry, they say racial conspiracy theories in business in the form of targeted marketing of luxury products to black people in order to bankrupt them.
Listen, you guys are doing that to yourselves.
Yeah,
that's not white people.
I'm sorry, you can't. There's nobody forces you to buy stuff, right? I don't know. Like
you can't. But if you can't afford a Rolls Royce, you can't afford it. But there's no pressure.
Yeah, like nobody. I mean, I don't think that's more of a don't. I think more of an education in learning how to not be into not buy stuff that you can't afford.
Yeah. Also, those businesses like to keep you in business so you can do more business.
But that's everywhere. I mean, every credit card, that's their whole business. Their whole business is to give you, more credit so you can get more in debt, and that's it.
Right.
That's not. I don't think that's a.
76% of Black Americans say that the police do little to stop guns and drugs in Black communities.
Well, not if they're going to get hit with buckets of water and called racist. No, they're doing little now that they've been defunded and demonized. But if you let them do their job, maybe they do more of it.
Well, I saw The Wire the other day. So
Is it? But which is it? Is it that they do little to stop guns and drugs in the black community, or is it what they complain about all the time, which is arresting too many black people? Like, what's it going to be?
It's both.
It's both? Because it can't be both. It's got to be one or the other.
Yeah. Let's see. 74% say black people are disproportionately incarcerated, so prisons can make money.
Here's a crazy one. Over 50% of black people surveyed said that medical researchers experiment on black people without their knowledge or consent.
Yeah.
That's more than half?
Yeah.
The black people think in 2023 or 2 or whenever this was that there's experiments being conducted on black Americans without their consent.
23 and yes.
And what kind of what kind of experiments? Like what's...
They're not going to tell you. They're not the government, man. They're experiment. I'm just saying the reason these people believe that the government promotes birth control and or abortion to keep black population small, by the way, over 50%, 51, but over 50% think that the government is trying to keep the population small with birth control and abortions, and or the government encourages single motherhood among black women to eliminate the need for black men. 55. This is all over half the black community. The reason they believe this is because there's all the race hustlers like Al Sharpton and all the, Kamala Harris and Biden and everyone that never stops talking about race and holding the black man down. Well, they got the message. They believe the message, you fucking idiots. You're hurting these people. Ugh.
And also, I thought more abortions, more just in terms of like, again, not race but class, is to keep, keep
black women have
poor.
a higher percentage of abortions, but they choose that and they're lower on the socioeconomic totem pole. Mm-hmm. Can you say totem pole anymore? Speaking of that, how are the Indians doing? I'm just saying, if this was all white people and I was living in this country, I'd be pretty fucking freaked out. I'd be like, next time I get pulled over, I'm fighting with that cop. If he's going to try to kill me, I'm going to fight him.
Like you said, it's like a subliminal advertisement of like...
It's the most dangerous message you can say. Look, if you did this to your kid...
That's what I was going to say.
If you said to your kid, listen, you got a target on your back, no one here wants you here, they may experiment on you medically, don't know for sure, but they definitely do not want you living in the society. Now go outside and get a job and enjoy your life. You would ruin that kid.
Well, it's kind of like when we moved here, back in Maryland, my my mom put me in this little private school, and right away they know English, but my parents never told me like, be careful, like, because you're Latino, that they're gonna, it was more, just, and like, to me, that would have made me even more...
It would harm you.
Would harm you. You know what I mean?
It's harmful. Listen, what the deal is the race hustlers are getting paid and harming the race they claim to want to protect and save. It's so abundantly clear, and people don't fucking call it out because pedophile is the worst thing. Race is the second worst. All the white people are fucking scared, so they just sit back and go, listen to Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson. And it's sad when the Obamas get into it, but now they're race hustlers, and they're all fucking hustlers now. And Biden does commencement speeches at black colleges and explains that they don't want their black history. They don't want them here. They don't want them. They want them erased. Like, you're fucking destroying lives. It's a fiduciary duty that they're failing on, and it's horrible. And I don't think the people who say it believe it. They're literally destroying communities and profiting off it by getting votes from this community.
Because you can tell people, like, for example, like if you have a kid or something, like, hey, be careful, don't talk to strangers, don't accept, weird candy, stuff like that. To me, that's fine to tell people, to tell somebody, but not, it has nothing to do with like race or like whatever. I think that's the one you start.
We live in the most least racist society in the world. Nobody gives a shit. It's not avoidable. I mean, it's unavoidable in that you couldn't live in a metropolitan city in the United States and not be surrounded by different races, different groups, different everything. Like they go, oh, scared of people who look different than them. It's like, what do you mean look different than? Everybody's different. Yeah. I'm in Los Angeles. Nobody's the same.
Exactly.
Nobody. Mm-hmm. It's all different. Mm-hmm. And they all work and they do their jobs and I go to the LAX. It's mostly black security. Yeah. I'm freaked out. I don't want to go through a metal detector with a black guy manning or something. No, he's doing his job. That's it. God, they just hustle and
they'll
hustle
worry
and hustle.
about. Those people are worrying just about making more money and paying their bills and they're not worrying about this other stuff that's like meaningless,
But this is scary that this is less than a year old, this survey, and these people are poisoned by this. And imagine living in a society where more than 50% of you thought there's medical experiments going on you, the cops hated you, and that you had a target on your back.
You're always in like
You're in
defense.
flight mode.
Yeah, in flight mode. That's
yes. All right. Well, thank you, race hustlers. You're doing a wonderful job, by the way.
It's working.
It's working great. You're getting votes, but it's not helping the group. They're still down on every survey.
It's getting close to paranoia, right?
Well, listen, it's weird when if you like talk to black people and they'll go, oh, come on, cops, they're always trying to beat up black people and stuff. And I go, no, it's not. It's not. Oh, they're killing black people. No one gives a shit. I'll go, it's statistically not so at all. It's not. If you look at the statistics, it's very low. And they're like, come on, because they keep getting this message. And if you said to the average, like, American, white, black, or whatever, you go, like, how many unarmed black men are shot by the cops every year? And by the way, unarmed means unarmed, but it doesn't mean you're not wrestling with the cop, and you could be trying to get his gun away or punching him in the face or whatever. And they go, I don't know, 10,000. It's like between 16 and 20. That's the number. But nobody knows that number. CNN's not fucking reporting that number. There's MSNBC or the LA Times or New York Times. But it's literally a world where it's low teens numbers and everyone thinks it's 50,000.
Well, it's also now with social media, it's also like people picking one thing and then that goes viral. And then, as you said, when people go like, oh, this is but it was one instance.
Yeah.
Not saying it wasn't bad that happened, but doesn't mean it's happening a lot or kind of thing. But yeah.
Chick think. That's called chick think. They think something happened once. It's
happens
everywhere.
All the time, yeah.
I'm telling you, when Oprah takes that microphone and she goes, this young Sally Ann was abducted from her front yard and taken to the woods and raped and dismantled. And that took place in a small town outside of Nebraska. And then she goes, if it could happen there, it could happen anywhere. Mm-hmm. And then every chick who watches Oprah goes, I live anywhere.
That's me.
And then their kid goes, I'm going out to the yard. No, you're not. Get back in the house. Back in the house.
We live in anywhere.
Everyone lives anywhere.
Yeah.
You think we live in Valley Village?
Yeah.
It's anywhere, according to Oprah. Yeah. You think you live in a safe place? Well, she said you could be abducted anywhere. So that even includes planets.
Yeah.
Oh.
We could be on Mars and you could still be abducted because that's technically
if you go up with
anywhere.
Jeff Bezos,
he could abduct you.
And start working at Amazon.
That's right.
You think Bezos is part of the 3 Mile High Club?
Oh, yeah.
I wonder, Like, I bet he did it.
Yeah,
right?
If you're an astronaut, you're going into space, you got to try it, right?
Mile High.
Well, if you're there for like 8 months, you have to, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, by the way, is Is it different to jack off without gravity?
Well,
That's
that was my bit. I mean, I never did it on stage, but by the way, you're in the 6 Mile High Club when you're on a commercial flight, because miles 5,000 whatever feet, and you're 30,000. So, but anyway, I always had this. They're going to shoot a porn in outer space at some point, right? And then they're going to have to audition the women, you know, and they're going to have to ask questions like, look, are you in good health, you know, and do you get nauseous or air sickness? Like, you're going to have to pass something in order to go to outer space to be the first porn star in outer space. But one of the questions on the questionnaire is definitely going to be, do you swallow? Because it's a zero gravity type environment, and we can't have this. There's a lot of sensitive equipment. There's the guy holding the boom mic want to get dusted with jizz. You know what I mean? And plus, we're renting this capsule. Like, we can't have. There's sensitive electronics on it.
Can't control.
So do you swallow? And I really need, because it also says on your resume you speak French, and that That was bullshit. The swallowing thing, I really need to try it. You know what? Let's try it on land.
Let's do a trial right now. Yeah.
Let's do it right now. Let's get up in the vomit comet.
Or let's go to and let's rent those things where you're like pretending to like skydive and try it there.
Oh, we'll go to one of those with the fan?
With the fan, you know, just to see. Because it's a little similar in a way.
I have done that.
The scan?
The indoor skydiving.
There's a lot of spectators. Like, it's up at Universal.
I don't like that. It's too much pressure of people like watching.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You know,
I'm saying let's just start in the office.
Okay.
And then we'll see how this goes.
So it's just a casting couch.
And then we'll do it at the NASA training center.
I'm just saying,
under G-force. Can you do it?
We can't get.
Is this the new Armageddon? Is this Armageddon too?
Yes. Yeah, Armageddon head.
There it is.
Armageddon head. Get Willis on the phone. He'll agree to anything these days. Okay. All right. That was too much. That was too much. Okay.
We found the line.
All right. Shall we take a break? We'll come back and do the news right after this. Homes.com knows that when it comes to home shopping, it's never just about the house or condo. It's about the home. And what makes a home is more than just a house or property. It's the location. It's the neighborhood. If you have kids, it's also schools, nearby parks, transportation options, all the above. That's why Homes.com goes above and beyond to bring home shoppers the in-depth information they need to find the right home. And when I say in-depth, I'm talking about deep. That's right. Each listing features comprehensive information about the neighborhood, complete with a video guide. They also have details about local schools with test scores, state rankings, and student-to-teacher ratio. They even have an agent directory with the sales history of each agent. So when it comes to finding a home, not just a house, this is everything you need to know, all in one place. Homes.com. Homes.com. We've done your homework. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Well, in the business of keeping your car on the road. That's what they do. Friendly, helpful service and parts and all the knowledge you need. I love these guys. I've always, even before they became a sponsor, a million years. I mean, back when I was renting a house up in La Crescenta, I'd always go to O'Reilly up there on Foothill Boulevard. Still there. Just passed there the other day. Always get my stuff from O'Reilly. Thousands of parts and accessories in stock, either in-store or online. Check engine light. Is that on? Well, don't ignore it. O'Reilly VersaScan is a free diagnostic service that provides a detailed, easy-to-read report. Need wipers replaced or a brake light fix? They can help you find the right part or point you in the nearest repair shop so you can get it done that way. And they'll also test your battery for free in or out of the car. Talk to the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts today or visit O'ReillyAuto.com/Adam. That's O'ReillyAuto.com/Adam.
It's time to check Adam's voicemail.
Adam, next time you and Mike August need a little extra space on the flight, call in the new offensive lineman that came into the NFL this year, the middle seat blocker. Get it on.
You can leave us a message at 888-634-1744.
Francisco and Chris, you guys know rap because you're young men.
I know a little bit.
All right, look, my rap name was always Mayonnaise. Mayonnaise, because I'm white.
Yeah.
It's got man in it, and I could spell it man-aise.
Okay.
His rhymes are creamy.
And and I could have like a French cousin, Dijonnaise, who did rap, or Dijon-aise, or whatever. We could work it out.
Condiment
Listen,
store.
there's tape of Snoop Dogg on my main man, Mayonnaise. He loved it. Yeah,
okay.
so that worked. But when I was hiking through the sea of leaf blowers the other day, a car passed me, and I came up with, I think, what could be a better rap name.
All right.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Speaking of the old Mercedes,
Okay.
Malibu G-Wagon.
Malibu G-Wagon. Okay.
It just sounds good.
I like it.
You know what I mean? Maybe it could be Malibu G-Wagon featuring Mayonnaise.
I like that.
I don't know, but Malibu G-Wagon, first off, rappers love G-Wagons. They're the big boxy Mercedes, $150, $50,000 bullshit Jeep.
Would that be in the side of the Mercedes? Malibu G-Wagon next, like in big, like graffiti?
Well, the name, I don't know if I actually have to purchase a G-Wagon, but I think Malibu G-Wagon could be my new rap name.
It's better, there's a rapper now named Young Thug, and he's in trial. He's in court right now for gang and racketeering. It's like, your name's not helping you, man.
Yeah, Young Thug, yeah. Whereas Malibu G-Wagon, if I get to scrape the law, it's like, hey, man, I live in Malibu. I can afford a G-Wagon. What are we talking about here? Yeah.
By the way, who's your who would you battle? Who's your beef rap battle? Who's Malibu G's?
Yeah, who's diss tracks?
Who's your diss track?
well,
between Kendrick and, like Kendrick and Drake. What's your Malibu G-Wagon?
There could be like a Chevy Suburban or something like that. Right. We could figure out other car names that I could have rap battles with.
I like
Escalade. Escalade could be good.
I like that.
Detroit Escalade. Could battle it out with Malibu G-Wagon.
Lil Escalade.
Lil Escalade.
Yeah. Lil Escalade.
Yeah. I mean, we just pick.
I like that.
We pick names for SUVs, and we put Lil.
Yeah, Lil.
In front of it. By the way, the 50 Cent versus 50, knock all that shit off. You're not allowed to make up words and then correct me when I don't say your made up word. It's not 50 cents. 50 Cent. It's not little. It's little. No. There's Little Richard. That's what we grew up with. You're Little Wayne. You're not Lil Wayne or anything. It's just, you can't make up words and then correct people. That's all. You can make up words, but when I get them right, leave me alone.
Did you ever thought about having a name for like stand up, like like an artist name? Some people
think about Malibu G-Wagon now.
Okay,
pretty much.
All right, you're gonna go start with that.
Well,
it's all encompassing.
And also, I have to figure out how to spell Malibu G-Wagon. Like, how would I lay that out?
Malibu.
Yeah,
Malibu
I'll work it out.
G-Wagon, yeah.
But I think Malibu G-Wagon is now
I like it. I can see the music video.
Mayonnaise.
You're driving the PCH. It's just slowly just bouncing up and down.
And my G-Wagon.
I like that. Mm-hmm. There are limes and lemons and everywhere.
Something that rhymes with Nobu. You know what I mean? Just do a whole Malibu riff. You know what I mean? And we could do, because all those guys, Kanye and all those guys are out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The Kardashians, a lot of cameos.
You could invite Jamie Kennedy with his Malibu.
Oh, it's Most Wanted.
Most Wanted Malibu.
Yeah. I don't think he lives in Malibu.
No. Okay, sorry.
All right, what's going on in the story department?
Okay, so remember how a few weeks ago I was telling you that Kobayashi has retired from the eating competitions because he wanted to focus more on health. He's worried about what it was doing to his body and maybe work on other business ventures like a healthier hot dog alternative. Well, there's some in that same front. Joey Chestnut has also partnered up with a healthier, in quotes, hot dog alternative, Impossible Foods, the vegan hot dogs.
Do they know that most people don't eat 57 hot dogs at a time? Do they know we just have two?
I don't think they're aware of that.
I was going to think, like, if you're going to eat 57 of these things, they can't be bad for you. They have to be good for you. But someone should explain to you, most Americans, typically at a barbecue, I would have 2 hot dogs. So then the health consequences weren't as pronounced because there was just
Well, I don't
2.
know if this is a health thing, right? It's just, but they make vegan hot dogs, and this is a new partnership with Joey Chestnut. But because he did this, the MLE, the Major League Eating.
There's a Major League.
Yeah, the MLE,
right.
who throws on the Nathan's hot dog eating contest. They have banned him from the 4th of July event this year.
Really?
So he's a 16-time winner of Nathan's hot dog eating contest.
16.
And now he is banned. And people are up in arms because he's partnered with this vegan hot dog.
But
company.
he's gotta eat the beef hot dogs.
Well, also maybe it's because Nathan sponsors it. I don't know. Like, it just, he wasn't allowed to.
You know what? It's not good for the sport to have the same guy win every year. It wouldn't be good for the NBA to have the Lakers win 16 years in a row. And it wouldn't be good for the NFL to have the Patriots win 16 years in a row. So,
but
that's why they're trying to get rid of him.
Well, but he's the GOAT. Like last year.
He is the GOAT.
Last year, he ate 62 hot dogs and buns. The second place guy ate 49.
That's why they got to get rid of him so we can have a race. You know what I mean?
So is this because he signed with the other?
That's what they're saying.
But isn't that's like saying like you can't play because you signed with Nike instead of Reebok? I don't know.
So their quote from the MLE was, the MLE and Nathan's went to great lengths in recent months to accommodate Joey and his management team, agreeing to their appearance fee requests and allowing Joey to compete in a rival unbranded hot dog eating contest on Labor Day. For nearly 2 decades, we've worked under the same basic hot dog exclusivity provisions. However, it seems that Joey and his managers have prioritized a new partnership with a different hot dog brand over our long-term relationship.
All right. This is, they don't like him. You know that thing where they go like, so-and-so director fired the actor halfway into filming because his trailer was a mess. And it's like, no, he hated this guy. He didn't want to fucking work with this guy. Like, this is an excuse not to work.
And then the statement goes on.
The opposite of that is wants to fuck this guy. Like you never fire somebody when the director wants to fuck the actress, right?
They'd find a way.
They find a way when they want to fuck them.
Yeah.
So they go on saying, look, there's still an opportunity for him to choose Nathan's in July 4th over the plant-based hot dogs and return to the adoring fans in Coney Island. We hope that he returns when he is not representing a rival brand.
Yeah, it is bullshit.
So now they're putting it on him.
Yeah, but it's also a hollow victory for whoever wins because the reason is they have a number. The number's 62. Yeah. So the next guy wins at 51. He's still over 10 off the mark.
Have an asterisk next to it.
So a hot dog eating contest without Kobayashi or Joey Chestnut.
Man,
you know what he should do? He should do have his own contest next to it. In Coney, you know what I mean? Like
a spite contest.
Just like like a spite. Just be like, hey, I'm just doing with my impossible vegan things, and then just have everybody move to the.
He should just eat 62 hot dogs next to the contest. I could have done it.
I don't know. I haven't had a vegan hot dog. I don't trust it. Carney's is the best. And his endorsement shouldn't be hot dogs. It should be toilet paper, right? I mean, it's where it's the other end. That's where the money is for him.
That's where you can show effectiveness.
Yeah, like those Charmin bears are cute, but they're let's really do the math on Joey.
Right.
Like
what you can do ingesting, that's a gift. That's a once in a generation.
But I wonder,
gift,
does he go to the bathroom or like is he like what is his? Does he go as like a normal person or is he just like a dog? Like 3 times a day, 4 times a day, 5 times a day. I don't know.
I don't know, but it's not only the toilet paper; it's the scrubbing cleanser for the toilet. It's the mint you drop in the tank that turns the water blue. It's everything around the toilet.
Does he have a bidet? A bidet?
A bidet? A bidet?
A little bidet?
Yeah, I would say
he like a fire hose.
He would need one that was like a fountain in Rome.
the Trevi fountain.
Yeah, that little. Yeah, like people throw coins and make wishes into his bidet. It's not the little spurt that I got with a picture of a seal on it. He needs a fire hose, man.
photo op.
Yeah, not your junior bidet.
He needs a leaf blower, but
He needs one. Yeah,
just spraying all this shit.
yeah. He needs one that's got like a big bilge pump on it that's creating some psi. Yeah, but all those again, the bidet toilet seat could be an endorsement, right?
Yeah,
all the toilet. I say,
What are his
You're
endorsements?
starting at the top. I want to go down to the bottom.
Exactly, and go to the stuff that doesn't get that much branding. Like toilets.
Yeah,
or
you
like
can't.
toilet paper.
You cannot lure. You can't get George Clooney to endorse your toilet seat. You know what I mean? But you could get Joey Chestnut.
If Joey Chestnut told me he gets Roto-Rooter to unclog whatever he does,
Yeah, that's a great
possibility.
Go there.
You know what I was thinking about today? So I got a crack in my toilet seat.
Oh,
Yeah.
is it a like plastic?
Yeah. And I thought, like, is there anything in life you get more bang for your buck out of than your toilet seat? Because you could get a good toilet seat for $16. And you'll use that shit, pardon the pun, every day, possibly twice a day, especially if you're living with a couple, wife, kids, whatever. You get a hell of a lot, and it lasts 15 years, 20 years,
Longer,
well, whatever it is. What more sort of bang for your buck? I mean, like, there's sometimes, you go out to a nice steakhouse and they sell you on some kamachi, put something appetizer, and it's like, it's $37, and you're like, I'll give it a try, and you taste it, and then you're like, it's okay. But that's 3 toilet seats.
Yeah.
By the way, like, what do you? Because I do think
true.
in terms of like, what are you getting out of what you're paying? Like, where you lose it? Like, everyone's bought some sort of exercise equipment that they never use.
Yeah.
All right. So that's a bust. You bought the fucking rowing machine or the treadmill. It was $600 and you used it 3 times and it's gathering dust. Okay. That's a bad use.
Then you put it to hand clothes and shit. That's
Right. And then, hang clothes on. And then there's stuff like, sometimes you find a pair of shorts and you're like, God, I had these shorts for 7 years. I've worn 1,000 times and they were $26. I got a lot of fucking use out of this. Sometimes there's a coffee maker you've had for 7 years or something. You use it every single day or whatever. Nothing beats the toilet seat.
That's
the
true.
toilet seat is under $20, lasts over 20 years, and you've never missed a day.
Yeah.
And even days you're out of town, you used it twice on the day you were in town, still outnumbers the out of town. It's literally, at some point when the dust settles on the investment, it's less than a penny a pop on that toilet seat. What else in your life can you say? I mean, look, toothpaste is $6. It'd last you a month and 2 months or whatever.
Yeah, but the toilet,
you
you're
use it.
15
I mean,
years.
you're not throwing away money there.
Yeah.
But
Sorry, are you
stripper that turns out prostitute that turns out to be a dude. That can be a waste. Sorry, go ahead. Can be, especially if
Can
I
be
pay
or
up front.
can't
I
be?
always pay up front. That's the
Okay.
part. Yeah.
Do you pay and then check it out, or to see, or like to see if it's a man or a woman? Or?
Now I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I just got a new toilet seat. It's
did?
hefty. It's nice, and it has like.
Is it the softy,
pneumatic-
like,
No,
the
no,
little, like-
it's not. I don't like those.
Do you remember
soft
the
ones.
I don't like the soft
The cushion
ones.
ones,
the cushion
the
ones.
vinyl
Oh,
ones?
the cushion
Those are
ones.
horrible.
No.
Because they got
cut.
moist on it.
No.
Like if somebody sat next before, you're like. Plus, I don't like a warm seat either.
No,
Give me a cold one.
I don't like. I don't like
want somebody
the
to
padded
know
seat.
that I was like. If I go to public bathrooms, if I see somebody coming out of the stall, I can't go there.
No.
I have to see. I have to imagine that nobody's been there
Yeah, there's
in their
some-
life.
Right.
Like it's
I'm
like
the first
Like
one.
I'm the first one. I could just.
I'm cutting the ribbon.
Isn't the glory hole in the partition a tell that's been around for a couple of years at least?
Yeah, but at least for my mind, I'm
Your
like.
mind.
No, they add distress.
Or at
like how
least
they
in
do
my mind,
jeans.
somebody cleaned this before. Like it's
Uh-huh.
not, like the person cleaned it, and I'm going in a clean toilet.
Right.
Yeah.
That's my thing. But
I don't like any novelty. I don't like padding. I don't like wood grain.
Right.
Sometimes
Wood
there'll
grain.
be like decorative coins in some sort of amber or something. Some they will gussy up a toilet seat.
yeah.
Don't
no,
need
just
it.
give me a plain plastic
Plain.
one that I can just.
Yeah.
Mine's
Oh,
not plastic.
alright.
Mine's like stone or something. It's like heavier, and
What'd you
Stone.
pay for it?
Wow.
it's like $55.
Whoa!
Hey,
Wow.
bang for your buck.
Yeah, but
That's-
again,
I'm handing that down to my children and their children. This is going to be...
But do you feel good when you do it, right? Every time you sit down, you feel
you
good.
bring
about
up this is what I was thinking about when I was thinking about replacing my toilet seat today. I was like,
you're not gonna fix it? Put a little Band-Aid on it?
it's got a crack in it. It's probably, the place is from 91. It was probably put in there in 91.
Yeah, no, it's time to go.
It's seen a lot of ass time. It's rocked them all, but it's seen a lot of ass.
Mine has like that pneumatic...
No,
where
I'm
you can
going.
just- you can just let it go,
I'm going
and
with
it'll
you. I'm
slowly-
going with you
Oh,
because
sorry.
I was sitting around and I was thinking, all right, I got to buy a new toilet seat, and then I realized with my wiring, someone would go, "There's a really nice one for $60." I'd go, "Whoa, slow your roll." You know, I'd say $22. But if you spent $5,000 on your toilet seat, you would still get the most use. It'd still be worth it. Big picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think the idea is go for the more expensive one that you
Yes,
can afford.
I am.
Because why not? You're going to use it all the time. You want to feel comfortable. Plus also
Right.
and also isn't a thing that you're not supposed to stay that long sitting. Do you, by the way, do you have the porta thing, the thing that you put your feet up to shit better?
Squatty potty?
Squatty potty, do you use
No,
it?
I don't. I don't have any problems in that department. I'm there and
You're good,
gone. I'm
finally.
good. I don't sit. I don't
You don't
read.
stay all that time, 'cause
I
that's
don't
bad
linger.
supposed to be,
I don't
right?
want to overstay my welcome.
Right. Maybe that's why your toilet has lasted so long.
Yeah. It's,
Because you don't stay, some people read their newspaper. and all that stuff.
no.
Crossword puzzles.
No, I treat it like somebody could break into the house while I'm in a very vulnerable position. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You're like waiting in case your friend from
John
comes in and Kramer in.
It is kind of stuck in my head. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Sorry. What else?
So Kevin Spacey just did his first major TV appearance
he's back.
in years on Piers Morgan.
Okay.
Wow.
And he was talking about his life, and what happened to him on the heels of his Me Too scandal, which, remember, he was...
he got he-too'd.
Yeah.
He got he-too'd, yeah.
Right.
Here's a little bit of the interview. It gets very emotional.
Where do you live now?
The first question.
He's crying.
Well, it's funny you asked that question, because this week, where I have been living in Baltimore, is being foreclosed on. And my house is being sold at auction.
Really?
So I have to go back to Baltimore and put all my things in storage.
Really?
So the answer to that question is, I'm not quite sure where I'm going to live now, but I've been in Baltimore for...
Well, stop it for a
since
minute. Look, I don't know, Kevin, but my son just graduated high school and he's moving out, going to junior college in Oregon. He needs a roommate.
See, this is an opportunity.
I trust Kevin because I think he got it out of his system. You know what I mean?
You think and also he doesn't want to. He wants to go back to the limelight, so he doesn't.
Yeah, he knows he's on a short leash.
Yeah.
And he'd be a fun roommate.
And he'll probably bring his own toilet seat.
Yes. All right. So sorry, we can keep going with Kevin.
The question is, I'm not quite sure where I'm going to live now, but I've been in Baltimore for since we started shooting House of Cards there.
So how long is that?
I moved there in 2012.
So this has been your home for 12 years?
Well, not this particular place, but this place has been my home and Evan and Lucy's home since 2016.
Why is it being foreclosed?
Because I can't pay the bills that I owe.
Are you facing bankruptcy?
Been a couple of times when I thought I was going to file, but we've managed to sort of dodge it, at least as of today.
Yeah.
Wow.
So his first TV appearance, and he's basically telling people that he does want. He's
Let's
looking
start
for
a GoFundMe.
That's what I was gonna say. This feels like a GoFundMe video, right? Like for him.
Well, why is it all about the disabled kids?
Yeah.
Or the fucking inner city mama that got her shit stolen?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We'll
Or
get
the
something back out of this. We'll
church
get
that
some
needs
movies.
their nativity scene back or something. Fuck off.
Yeah.
What about these? What about celebrities?
Recycle the nativity scene.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Recycle it.
Yeah. What about celebrities that have been, booted out of Hollywood for
Wow.
misdeeds?
Right.
We don't even know exactly what he did.
Well, he was acquitted on the 9 charges in the UK. He's been acquitted of all charges, but not a lot of people really.
Well, but now that his whole that's the thing about with like when something like that happens,
You only know
like
what he's accused of.
Exactly.
Right.
Or like that's what that gets fame, and then now it's like, you know.
Well, look, there's an inherent problem in acting, which spawns a bigger problem in acting, which I will explain right now. Nobody needs anybody in the acting department. Everyone's expendable. And when you have a tangible trade, like you're really good at something, I always say fabricator. If you're a metal fabricator and you know what you're doing and you can put metal together and shape it and seamlessly, you'll always have work. And it doesn't fucking matter what your politics are. It doesn't matter if you're a pedophile or what you got accused or Me Too or if you voted for Trump. Like, it doesn't matter. We need you. Like, in the skilled department, like the real, you got a skilled department, you'll always work and no one will ask questions. And by the way, I used to work construction with guys who were like, oh, Bert, fucking tried to kill his wife and then he beat the shit out of his kids. And anyway, he's a good framer. So we need him, we need him on this job. Like that's what it is. Yeah. Acting, everyone is replaceable. Yeah. There's always the next guy and nobody needs you. And so that's the bad part for Spacey, and then the bad part for us is all the blowhard comedians and all the blowhard actors and all the blowhard Hollywood types who are like, remember 2 years ago at the Oscars, they all got their Ukraine pins on and they're explaining how Ukrainian politics work to everybody and they're standing with Ukraine, and then 10 minutes before that, they're standing with Fauci, and then 10 minutes before that, they're standing with Black Lives Matter. We have to hear these insufferable blowhards because they're always auditioning. It's not just auditioning when you go into audition. You're auditioning all day, every fucking day, so you don't get thrown out of this club because it's a club where we've unequivocally decided we do not need you. Mm-hmm. Like Harvey Weinstein, you're the toast of the town, no more powerful, you're out. Mm-hmm. You're acclaimed actor, Kevin Spacey, you're out. There's so many examples of you're out that everyone is constantly campaigning with their Twitters and their stands with and their Me Too movements and all this kind of shit. We have to hear all their bullshit constantly, but it's a constant popularity contest. Because what's the real difference between, a talented working actor and anybody who's a talented person who just doesn't work? You know what I mean? Like, where's that line? We all know people who could have played any role in anything, and there's 96% of them cannot cover their insurance and SAG and AFTRA. Right. So it's a constant campaigning that they're doing. And when you get on the wrong side of it, you get run over by it, and that's what it is. And we don't need you. Now, you shouldn't feel sorry for the people who get thrown out because they don't possess a skill. Because if you possessed an actual, tangible, meaningful, real-world skill, you cannot be canceled. You can't be thrown out of your job. Thank you. Now you know.
Now you know. Mm-hmm. By the way, Sharon Stone and Liam Neeson have already threw support behind him publicly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, expressing hope that he will return.
Hey, how about they give him money instead of support?
Yeah.
Doesn't he?
Liam, how about a little taking?
Yeah, I mean,
something.
Take him in.
Yeah. Let him crash in one of your many palatial homes, Liam.
All right. Kevin, you can stay at my house.
Yeah. Oh, and Liam's wife died in a skiing accident. It's not like he got divorced and cleaned out. No, she just hit a tree.
Yeah. Kevin, although you don't have a particular set of skills.
That's right, like Adam says. Yeah, I feel bad for the guy.
I know, me too.
Yeah, that feels
And
bad.
Also, here's the other thing.
Also, because he could also work in another job, but then I think it's the ego too of like he can go become an Uber driver, you know what I mean?
No.
I mean, he can, but it's the ego of aren't you Kevin Spacey?
Yeah. We also, there's a little discrimination because he was accused of doing it to dudes, and we still think that's a little yucky. So he got a little extra on there. Like, dude, come on. Right.
Mm-hmm. So, all right, we'll see what happens. But very emotional interview for his first TV appearance in years. All right, in Oregon, there's an Oregon arena that had a rodeo, and during it, a bull hopped a fence and ran through a concession area into a parking lot, injuring at least 3 people before the wranglers caught up with it. This is at the. We can just play it here. We're gonna do some God Bless the
Now, are
USA.
they really Wranglers, or are they just reading the back of their jeans?
Everyone's a Wrangler here. So there, you see the Bulls.
Bulls are like they're so athletic, man.
And then
hops
the fence, and then
knocks
just
over
now
a trash can.
And now
ragdolls some woman or something.
Oh my God!
Wow.
I feel like this
everybody's
is the beginning
okay. Like they're all expected to recover in the hospital. But,
Wow.
Oh man! They got
but
that
yeah, this
first.
bull is just going nuts. Yeah.
I like guys who just yell, "What the fuck?" I love women who just yell, "What's going on?" Like it's pretty clear. First off, we're not at a day spa. We're at a rodeo. So there's context here, bitch.
course.
What the fuck? Well, see those bulls? Yeah. One of them got to the other side of a small fence.
Yeah, that was a very small
You don't
fence.
need to yell, "What the fuck?" We're not at a AIDS hospice. We're not at a smoke shop. You know what I mean? We're at a rodeo, woman.
No, this is very matter of fact because the Sisters Rodeo Association, who threw the event, they issued a statement saying that 3 people were injured, quote, as a direct result of the bull.
Yeah. Well, that was the bull.
They're putting all the blame on the bull. Yeah, it wasn't us.
Do you guys ever see that old footage? We showed it on the Man Show a million years ago of the bull taking the guy's pants off and then pulling his underwear off and throwing him. Have you ever seen
I
that?
remember that. Yeah,
He got his horn hooked under
Pretty
the
bloody
dude's.
scene, right?
No.
No?
Yeah, I think Jimmy was masturbating to this.
Jimmy was masturbating to it on a daily
Years ago.
tape. No, it's probably 30 years old, probably running of the bulls, and but get down to the pen, and the guy's like taunting the bull, and the bull hooks him, and the way he hooks him is his horn just goes right down his pants, and then lifts him up by his pants, and then pulls his pants off, and then gets his underwear like all stretched out. It's the craziest. It's not bloody at all.
No.
And I think the guy's fine.
Yeah.
So I
But
remember, like in Jackass, like Johnny Knoxville got seriously injured with all of his bull stunts.
Yes.
It's crazy. I mean, this bull that we just saw, the bull's name is Party Bus.
Party.
That's a good name for a bull.
Yeah.
That's a great rap name for
And
a bull.
Malibu G-Wagon Party Bus. Featuring Party Bus.
Yeah, ooh.
Featuring
Hit the road, you two.
Malibu G-Wagon featuring Party Bus and mayonnaise. I watch a shit out of that
sponsored by
show.
Impossible Vegan.
What do you think of
That's
this too? Like after this bull got loose and attacked those people, they still kept the performance going on. The show
That's
must
the
go on.
rodeo.
That's how you gotta-
That's the rodeo.
You gotta keep the show moving.
Yeah, nothing.
I want to see it one more time
Did
just
he get
to hear that
killed?
woman yell.
Did he get killed?
Did they kill the bull?
Or like,
no,
what are they-
No. Party can't kill Party
Party
Bus.
Bus.
I just want to hear this woman yell, "What the fuck?"
Oh, okay, so that's when.
There's Party Bus.
God bless the USA.
Oh, they're not playing Lauryn Hill? Like normally they play Lauryn
Yeah,
Hill.
typically,
Yeah.
traditionally.
Oh man, well, you saw that person just standing there, didn't move.
Is that a?
I like the "what the fuck" lady.
What the fuck?
What's going on?
But it's so funny that person just stood there like the bull. He was like the bull wasn't gonna do nothing to him.
He was looking at the bull the whole time.
Yeah.
But the friend had his back to the bull, and he didn't do a tap on the shoulder.
Not even. Hey, buddy.
Look, if we're eating and you got some broccoli on your tooth, I will say,
Nice.
"Excuse me."
Nice.
And if there's a bull rushing our table, I'll say something.
Thank you. That's a good
Yeah.
friend.
No, but that's a thing that I learned. Isn't that a thing that if you can trust somebody if they can tell you that you got something stuck in your teeth or in your nose or something like that?
Yeah.
Like
All right.
Like that's supposed
We
to-
have now. Here's how the internet works. We have a clip of the bull in the underpants, 2015. Except for this is from the Man Show, and it's 30 years old. So what I'm saying is they post it in 2000, whatever it is, but don't give me the date because I said it was from 25 years. I saw it 25 years ago, and it was 5 years before that. So I don't know what they do with everything. They just put the wrong dates on everything. Oh,
Yeah.
is this that? Oh, let's see.
Yeah. This,
He hooked his pants.
Oh man.
Oh my god.
You know what? That's a different one.
Wow.
There's more than one.
You're not
Now-
alone, buddy.
At that point, do you just prefer to get killed by the bull, or like with the embarrassment of your dick out? You know,
Yeah.
like obviously not hard. So
The bull pants the guy, but I swear to God, this is older. This is even before that. It's bound to happen because they hit you in the ass and it goes down the ass crack and then they pull back and the jeans ain't given.
Yeah.
I wear breakaway jeans when I fight with bulls. I don't want to be dragged with my balls as a fucking skid. On, you know, all my weight's on my ball sack while I go dragging across.
Yeah.
It's called keel hauling.
I just go in
Breakaway
underwear.
jeans.
I just go full boxers. That's it.
Full
Just-
boxer briefs?
That's it. Full
Yeah,
boxer briefs.
they don't get hooked
They
as
don't get
hard.
hooked, yeah.
Huh. All right. Now there's an older one. And I know I saw it first probably 99 or 2000. Because we used to run funny interstitial things on the Man Show. So it's old and it's different than this one, although it's the same ending. It's completely pantsed by bull and none the worse for wear. I mean, the pants are gone, but yeah. All right. Can you find it? And if you can't, we got, maybe find. Now, this is going to look a little grainier and a little older because this is kind of old school.
Right.
It's handycam video.
Yeah, handycam video. It's probably the running with the bulls, which I guess
In Pamplona?
Pamplona. They do that.
They
I guess still do it.
Yeah, yeah.
Good.
They still do it.
Can you imagine trying to do that in California?
I mean,
Oh, here it is. It's from the Man Show.
There it is.
Great moments in sports.
Great moments in sports.
Oh, no, it is this. Well, he threw him first. Oh, it's a different angle. Oh, is it the...
I think it's a
This is
different one.
clearer than
Different.
the other one. Oh no!
Yeah, this is different one.
He's got his underpants.
Yeah, that's different. A little more shame in this one.
They were dressed the same. I guess they always have the red shirt on.
Don't wear that when you're around bulls.
That's hilarious.
All right.
They're in heat.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
It's completely just pantsed him. Like my buddy Ray,
And
one of my friends in high
Winnie
school.
the Pooh in the whole thing.
All right, Francisco, let's give a plug to you. Venezuelan-American or something.
Yeah. that's
Venezuela-American. American.
Venezuela-American.
That's right.
American.
Lil Kim and Fiddy, Venezuela. It's a very funny special. It's July 9th. It's on YouTube. It's free. It's easy. It's 23 minutes. Jokes, wall to wall. Brad Garrett, our friend, was produced it, right?
Yeah, he did.
Good dude.
Yeah, he's great.
Got to get him back on the show. And Francisco E. Ramos is where you go.com for all the live shows.
Yep.
I'm going to be in Vegas doing stand-up tomorrow. We're doing a live show with Josh Wolf and Michael Yo, and then a stand-up show after that at 9:30 at night. Early show 7:30, and Levittown Governors doing stand-up there. 3 shows, June 28th and 29th. Just go to adamcarolla.com for all the live shows. We're going to Oregon. We're going to Washington. You just go to adamcarolla.com for all the live stuff. Until next time, it's Adam Carolla for Francisco Ramos and Chris Max Pattis saying mahalo.